The sound of desperation. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning in a small town outside Detroit. Jake Miller, a skilled yet underappreciated mechanic, was sipping his coffee outside the auto shop where he worked. The sound of sirens suddenly pierced the calm air, followed by a loud sputter and a mechanical stall. Just across the street, an ambulance had broken down. Paramedics frantically called for backup, but time was running out. Jake knew he shouldn't interfere. He wasn't on the clock, and this wasn't his job. But something in his gut pushed him forward. Acting without permission, Jake didn't hesitate. He grabbed his toolbox and sprinted across the street. The paramedics warned him that there was no time for red tape. Someone's life was in danger inside the ambulance. Jake popped the hood, quickly diagnosing a blown fuse and an overheated engine coil. Within minutes, with calloused hands and lightning-fast decisions, he brought the engine back to life. The ambulance sped off. Jake watched it disappear into the horizon, relieved yet unaware of the storm about to hit him. The consequence. Back at the shop, Jake's supervisor was waiting. Red-faced and yelling, he accused Jake of abandoning his post and interfering with emergency services. Despite Jake's explanation, he was fired on the spot. No thanks, no recognition, just a pink slip and a bitter public dismissal. Jake walked home that day with his toolbox in hand and shame in his chest, wondering if doing the right thing was even worth it. An unseen witness. What no one knew, what not even Jake knew, was that the man inside the ambulance was no ordinary patient. He was Richard Grayson, CEO of Grayson Motors, one of the most successful car companies in America. Suffering from a heart attack, he had minutes to live, and Jake's quick thinking had bought him those minutes. As Grayson recovered in the hospital, his security team investigated the breakdown and discovered the mechanic who made the impossible possible. The call that changed everything. 2 days later, Jake received a call from an unknown number. A calm voice asked him to come to a downtown office building. Still jobless, he hesitated, but agreed. When he arrived, he was escorted to the top floor, into a glass-walled boardroom. There sat Richard Grayson. "You saved my life," the CEO said plainly. Jake blinked, speechless. "I owe you more than thanks. I owe you opportunity. An unexpected offer." Richard didn't just want to thank Jake, he wanted to hire him, but not as a regular mechanic. He offered Jake a position as the head of Grayson Motors' Emergency Response Engineering Division, a new department focused on vehicle safety innovations, especially for ambulances and emergency vehicles. Jake was stunned. A week ago, he was fired for doing the right thing. Now he was about to lead a team of engineers at one of the world's most prestigious companies. From fired to famous, news of the story spread like wildfire. Social media picked it up, calling Jake a real-life hero. Journalists came knocking. Talk shows featured him as the mechanic who saved a life and got a dream job. But Jake stayed humble. He didn't do it for the attention. He did it because someone needed help, and that was all the reason he ever needed. A message to the world. When asked what advice he had for others, Jake simply said, "Never be afraid to do what's right, even when it costs you something. Kindness has a way of coming back around." His story is a powerful reminder that the smallest actions can have the biggest impacts. Sometimes doing what's right can feel wrong in the moment, but integrity has its own way of rewriting the ending. The bigger picture. Jake's new role allowed him to influence national vehicle safety protocols. His department introduced multiple innovations to emergency vehicles, potentially saving thousands of lives in the future. All because one man chose to act, not for glory, but because it was the right thing to do. And a CEO, who nearly lost his life, chose to see beyond the suit and find a hero in grease-stained overalls. Conclusion. True worth is never invisible. Jake's story teaches us something vital. True worth is not measured by titles, uniforms, or paychecks. It's revealed in moments of choice. In the face of pressure, he chose humanity. And the world noticed. We all have the power to make those choices every single day.